He's trash.
Ryan is trash.
But he's at 140. I mean, if that fight presented itself, would you go to 140 to fight him?
I don't know. We got to talk about it. I ain't gonna count anything out.
Right.
But I would prefer him to have to lose some weight.
Right. Catch weight or something.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have full advantage.
Yeah, we don't need. But I mean,
pack your man up, bro. It's over. You just when you were on the jack with Ryan, you said you were fighting. You committed to 144 for whatever reason. You said you were the one that requested it. You said fight me at 140, ninja. Fight me at 140, ninja. But right before that, you did the interview that I'm playing with Ring Champs, and they said, would you fight Ryan at 140? After you just said the man was trash, right? It should be easy then. If a person is trash, you should be able to beat him. You say, all I got to do is block the left hook. They ask you about fighting 140, and then you shell up talking about, never say never, but
I need an advantage. And with the advantage, I mean, I'm going to do what I got to do.
147, most likely?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause, though.
For him?
Yep.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause, though.
we unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to your live boxing ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to your live. Shakur Stevenson, he gotta get the ultimate work. Exposed. In this video, I'm gonna break it down. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, I don't know what y'all thought this was, but it's not what you thought it was, right? I've made some recent videos about Shakur Stevenson. Most people, from looking at the comments, they understand. Boxing Ego is the man in this piece. I give everybody a fair shake. I am honest. I have integrity, which is lacking in today's boxing game, right? And I don't take it personal. It's nothing personal against anybody, but we will speak the truth. Now, if you want to be on the right side of history or not, that all depends on you. But don't blame me when it unfolds the way it is supposed to unfold, right? Most people got that. However, the Inshakurs, there were a few of them that popped up in the comment section. They were like, oh man, Ego, you're hating. Oh, Ego, Shakur took your girlfriend. Oh, Ego, whatever they were saying, right? Here's how this is going to work. Now y'all going to get to work. Every time y'all push back when you don't have real pushback, if I'm to be proven wrong, prove me wrong. I'm with that. But you notice these foolish mortals, these infidels, they can't prove me wrong. So what do they do instead? Everything but the truth. Facts over feelings over here. So it's not going to stop. Now I'm going to keep making videos just to spite you and get paid for it. I get paid no matter how. I'll do 100 Shakur videos. I'm getting paid for each and every one of them. I don't break no YouTube terms of service. There's nothing that would cause the video to get demonetized or break YouTube rules. We just talking boxing. So here's the deal. I've been very vocal. I feel I've been very patient with Shakur, right? Because I like the way he fights. But what I don't like is the inconsistencies, the lies, the contradictions. So Yeah, nobody. There's no one above the rules where we're not going to keep it real and speak on it because it hurts your piddly little feelings. Simply put, it's not how I operate, you know. Again, I give everyone a fair shake. It is what it is. So the deal with Shakur is he a good little fighter. He a good little fighter. But just like I've been telling you with Gen Z, there are a lot of these guys, they are their own worst enemies. I told you, and then I showed you. The most dangerous thing is a camera, a microphone, and that Wi-Fi signal. I told you this, right? And some of y'all didn't believe me for whatever reason. But it's the truth. And now you're seeing people get exposed for it. Shakur being one of them. The kid gets on the horn and he's constantly moving the goalpost, switching up what he said, saying something different. And then we are to act as boxing media and as boxing fans like everything you put out, we're supposed to disregard. And you don't even correct the record, right? Like for me, if there ever, this doesn't really happen, but if there were ever a time where Boxing Ego got it wrong and I put out bad information, like told you two people are fighting and it's confirmed, and then come to find out it wasn't confirmed, which I don't really do because I take pride in what I do, in my name, my surname, my brand, and the quality I give you, visual, audio quality. I care about all these things because they're all an embodiment of what I bring to the game. So we're human. I don't try to make mistakes. And there's a difference between like making an honest mistake and like outright being deceitful. Low integrity. These aren't the same, right? So if there were ever a time where Boxing Ego got it wrong, I would always come back and set the record straight. Like, hey, remember last Wednesday when I said X, Y, and Z? That's no longer valid. Here's why. And I would do that editor's correction. But a lot of these new boxers, Gen Z boxers, they don't do that. They're part of this new streaming culture where you just spat and say stuff and then think about it later. And then maybe don't even think about it later. And that's where Shakur is finding himself in the hot seat, because I can't respect it. I can't respect if you're not consistent as a man, right? I can't. You literally were bad-mouthing Gervonta Davis, saying he's weak basically for catch weighting or rehydration clause towards Ryan Garcia. This is not my words. Like, I can understand if people wanted to denounce what I said, right? And I had this weird interpretation of what he meant. Like, for example, Errol Spence, we'll just use him. Shout out to my dude EJ. He'll post something cryptic on Twitter. Nobody truly know outside of him truly knows what it means. Like, he'll be like, I'm home. And then people will take I'm home, 2 words, and then be like, oh, he's coming back to boxing. Oh, he's retired. Oh, da-da-da-da. Oh, he's in jail. Like, people just start making up stuff. You dig? They'll start making up what that means. And all he said was, I'm home. Some cryptic Zodiac killer type message, and people are trying to figure it out. Then what makes boxing so lame right now is you got low quality content and content creators who take these little moments that really aren't anything and they'll take the time because they don't have nothing to talk about, and they'll make a full-length 4 or 5 minute video about nothing because Errol Spence said I'm home without nothing to really talk about. Notice I'm giving y'all hardcore content in the boxing world, and you're getting less filler. I'm not having like a bloated intro, bloated outro. I'm getting straight to the money and speaking my thoughts on the issues. But in boxing in general, you have a lot of content creators. It'd be a 5-minute video. First 3 minutes of it really ain't even talk about nothing. It's just a long intro, right? So you can't take Errol Spence said 2 words, I'm home, and then you know what he's talking about. But that's the game we're in. So I didn't do that with Shakur Stevenson. And me being a guy with integrity, I also remember like in math class where the teacher would be like, show your work. Because she want to ensure that you really know the answer to this problem. You didn't just copy off somebody's paper. You didn't cheat. And, you know, she wanted to know that you really know how to solve this equation. So I always show my work, and we're going to continue to do such. But y'all making it worse. Book it. Y'all making it worse. The ones that are trying to give this fake pushback because you don't like the message, even though the message is 100% true, you just know every time y'all do that, I'm going to work harder and harder, and I'm going to shut y'all down. And I'm going to dig up more dirt, and I'm going to dig up more facts, and I'm going to present it, and I'm going to get paid for it. And it's like that. So we're going to keep cooking. We're going to keep cooking. And y'all is going to be, the burden is going to be on you as whatever, a content creator, a boxer, the person that we're talking about, a fan of the person we're talking about. The burden will then be on you to figure it out and prove me wrong. And I know you can't do that. So it's really over for you because you're fighting a battle you can't win. What did Rocky wife say? You can't win. You cannot win this battle because there's fact and there's fiction. There's truth and there's lies. And if you ain't on the right side, you getting cooked. Period. Nothing I said about Shakur has been a lie in terms of what he said. I'm even letting you listen to it. So there can't be no miscommunication when it's from the horse's mouth. How's there a miscommunication if he said it and I'm showing you he said it? Inquiring minds would love to know. So right now, I'm going to let you listen to Shakur Stevenson talking about Conor Benn. First, he's talking about Conor Benn versus Chris Eubank rematch. Then he starts talking about them fighting, right? Roll the clip.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to do that, but good for him. I'm glad he did it. It keeps him as a name that I could fight in the future. So I'm glad he did that, but I think Eubank was drained. He was dead.
Hey, yo, what type of accent? I know he from Newark, New Jersey, but the way, I'm so sorry. The way Shakur enunciates his words is crazy. He be like, yeah, good for him. He don't say him. He said like hum. Yeah, he did hum. I'm hum. And then I don't know. Maybe my ears deceive me, but it sounds like he just said drained instead of drained. I never heard let me know if you're from New Jersey, if that's how y'all talking. Cause I know some people from Jersey. I know people from Patterson, from Newark. I know people from Trenton, Jersey City. Joe Budden don't talk like that. I never heard Joe on the podcast like, yeah, hum, and drained. What the heck? Must be the new teeth. Anyway, listen for drained and hum.
Good for him. I'm glad he did it. It keeps him as a name that I could fight in the future. So I'm glad he did that, but I think Eubank was drained. He was dead.
You think it was more about that You think it was
Drained. He was there. It was drained. He was there. It was drained. He was there. It was drained. He was there. It was drained. He was there.
You think it was more about that than what Conor did?
Yeah, I think that wasn't the version of Eubank, especially not just being drained. He just had bank, especially not just being drained. Bank, especially not just being drained. Bank, especially not just being drained.
Boy, if you don't enunciate, what the heck is some drain? This man saying drain.
He just had a war with Conor Benn before that. It wasn't the version of Eubank, especially not just being drained. He just had a war with Conor Benn before that. So Conor Benn was a fighter that feel good after the war. He could go eat, do whatever he want, and Eubank can't. So I think that played the part.
Is that a fight that you think could realistically happen in 2026, or are you on different paths at this point?
Nah, I think it could happen. I think that should be maybe next after TL. God willing, I'll go do what I got to do.
147, most likely?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause, though.
For him?
Yep.
Okay.
Why he say that? I want a rehydration clause.
Yep. Rehydration clause, though. Yeah, for sure.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause, though.
For him?
Rehydration clause, though. For sure.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause, though.
Most likely?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause, though.
For him?
Yep.
Okay, just like he had for Chris.
Bro, he had one for Chris because he was moving up to middleweight. Shakur he talking about fighting T.O. at 140 and then moving up one more division. Not the same as jumping up from 47 to 160 against the guy who was fighting at 168 for this portion of his career. What on earth are we talking about, bro? So Shakur just went from saying Chris Eubank was drained to trying to drain Conor Benn, who would now have to come from 160 back down to 147, and you want to put your own sanctions on him for whatever reason, right? And he also was on the Breakfast Club recently promoting the Teofimo fight and said the same thing.
It's about to happen.
4 Kings.
So is Devin on your list next? So you could keep going on that list.
I would love to fight Devin. Only thing is, because a lot of people kind of compared me saying that I fight Conor Benn with Devin Haney, and I understand it. But the thing that I said, even with Conor Benn, I would want the same weight clause as he put on Eubank.
Yeah.
And that's what I want come fight night with Conor Benn. Now, when I go up to 47 with Devin, is he's gonna allow the same weight clause? Like it becomes a business.
Right.
Like how we gonna do this fight?
Now it becomes a business. So that's 2 recent interviews, Breakfast Club and then after Ariel Helwani, where Shakur Stevenson is calling for rehydration clauses against Conor Benn and Devin Haney, who's only had one fight at 147, right? Devin was just making 140 pretty much last year, 2024, right? He had the catchweight fight with Ramirez, 4 pounds away from where you're fighting Teofimo. And then he had one fight with Brian Norman, and now you trying to tax both of them, Conor Benn or Devin Haney. 2 different styles, mind you. And you're like, then it becomes a business. It becomes a business. But I pulled up the files, and this is what you was saying before. Like, before that. And you was talking bad about Tank.
You said you would stay in the pocket with Ryan Garcia. Why you say that?
Because he's trash. He got one thing. All I gotta do is block a left hook. Like he's not. Ryan is trash.
But he's at 140. I mean, if that fight presented itself, would you go to 140 to fight him?
I don't know. We got to talk about it. I ain't gonna count anything out.
Right.
But I would prefer him to have to lose some weight.
Right. Catch weight or something.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have full advantage.
Yeah,
of
we don't
everything.
need. But I mean, at the end of the day, Ryan ain't never win nothing in boxing.
Bro, Shakur is cooked. Now, I know some people, they watch the other videos and they're like, this video is similar to what you said in the other video. But then I dug up this clip, which wasn't in any of the other 2 videos that I did about this subject, because I am the best in the business. Once again, proving myself, once again, proving my greatness, and proving that can't nobody prove me wrong when I'm showing you the receipts. So how did we get here? Where Shakur's on Ariel Helwani, fact, saying Conor Benn needs a rehydration clause for me to fight him at 47. Shakur's on The Breakfast Club, a syndicated show, saying Devin and Conor must be taxed with the rehydration clause that I made up so I'm comfortable. But then previously he was roasting Tank for weight draining and having clauses versus Ryan Garcia. Then you did an interview with Ring Champs that I just played right now, and you said Ryan is trash. He is garbage, basura, he's not good. Then they ask you, the host asks you, would you fight Ryan Garcia at 140 pounds? This is while he's a 135-pound champion, right? Would you fight? He's garbage. Cool. Would you fight him at 140? You said, I don't know. We'll see. But now you're fighting Tio at 140. Why? If Ryan is so garbage and he needed Osterine to do what he did with Devin Haney, then why are you fighting Tio when you and Ryan were beefing before that? Why are you fighting Tio at 140? And if Ryan is so garbage and you already beat him in the amateurs, then why couldn't you fight Ryan at 140 when he could make it? Listen again.
You said you would stay in the pocket with Ryan Garcia.
Oh, yeah, and that's what he said on Twitter. He said he would stay in the pocket with Ryan Garcia. But then you won't fight him at 140. Talk.
Why you say that?
Because he's trash. He got one thing. All I got to do is block a left hook. Like, he's not. Ryan is trash.
But he's at 140. I mean, if that fight presented itself, would you go to 140 to fight him?
Okay.
I don't know. We got to talk about it. I ain't going to count.
See, this is what we're not going to do. You can't bash a fighter like they're garbage, they're trash, they don't bring nothing. All I gotta do is block the left hook. I'm gravy. He's trash. I will stand in front of you and fight you. We can bang it out. And then when they ask you about going up to, he can't make 35. He's like, I prefer him to lose some weight. What had happened was, no.
Okay.
I don't know. We got to talk about it. I ain't going to count anything out.
Right.
But I would prefer him to have to lose some weight.
Right. Catch weight is something.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have full advantage.
Yeah, we don't need. But I mean, at the end of the day, Ryan ain't never win nothing in boxing.
Now he's saying Ryan ain't never win nothing. I prefer him to lose weight. So Ryan got to lose weight, but why Tio don't have to lose weight? Why didn't you force Tio to fight you at 135? The man is all over the place, bro.
Like, what world title has Ryan won?
Now you're saying what world title did he win? So, but you the one talking greasy about him. You the one saying he a one-trick pony with only a left hook, and you will stand in front of him. You see how this works?
Just the interim, WBC.
He never won nothing in boxing. He never done nothing. He didn't accomplish nothing in boxing.
He never won a title. Bro, boxing is fake. Listen to me, it is fake, because now his big bro Terrence Bud Crawford waged war on the WBC and don't care about take your belt and F you after he became 3X undisputed, and belts don't matter now to Crawford. Now Keyshawn and now Shakur Stevenson are kind of talking like they understand why should we have to pay for these belts that we won and da-da-da. Now they saying they don't care about belts. This whole regime was previously talking about belts this, belt this. Your whole argument is, why should I fight Ryan Garcia at 140, even though he's a bigger name and always has been a bigger name, not more skill or whatever, but a bigger name than you. And you're saying, what has he done? What has he accomplished? You see how this don't make sense? Now Shakur is on Twitter and he like, oh, Shaqy was his mandatory. He like, I got bigger fish to fry. You see how much money I'm making? I'm about to make money. Fight Ray Ford. I thought you cared about the belt so much. You can't have your cake and eat it too. This kid is all over the place, and you know I'm cooking.
At the end of the day, Ryan ain't never win nothing in boxing. Like, what world title has Ryan won?
It's just the interim, WBC.
He never won nothing in boxing. He never done nothing. He didn't accomplish nothing in boxing besides fighting with Tank. That was his biggest accomplishment, and he lost.
You said you would stay in the pocket with Ryan Garcia.
So he's garbage. He's so garbage that you want him to lose weight instead of fighting him at 140. But you'll fight Tio at 140. He's so trash and garbage that you said you'll stand in front of him and trade with him. If you want to catch, Devin don't hit like Ryan Garcia. We know that. If Devin don't hit like Ryan Garcia, right, which is fact, and you're going to put a rehydration clause on him, you can bet your last dollar, you can bet your bottom dollar that if he were to fight Ryan Garcia at 147, if you want rehydration clause on Conor, Benn, and Devin Haney, who are both either smaller or don't crack like Ryan, then you're for sure going to want one against Ryan. So what caused this change of heart? Because this man previously said that Tank wouldn't dare fight Edwin De Los Santos. Who did Tank fight that's cracking and got skills? The only ninja was Ryan, and he weight drained the ish out of him. So again, the kid talks too much. You were talking about people, Tank draining people. I'm not hearing none of that. And when I say these things, people are like, oh man, you're in love with Tank. You love Tank. Y'all can say the little schoolyard stuff. I don't care. You're not going to cook me, right? We not caring. Say that to my face when you see me, bro. All that little Tank name calling, all that. I'm not worried about no online nothing. You know what I mean? Bring it to my front door with it, and we'll see. Anywho, you criticize Tank in saying that he weight drained Ryan Garcia. Ryan was literally eating tacos at his media day workout in Beverly Hills. The video's on YouTube, right? So everybody was glued to the tube for Ryan and Tank's fight. It did over 1 million pay-per-views, so I know people were watching. So conveniently, you didn't see that, but everybody was watching the whole promotion, right? They're making excuses to try to denigrate Tank because Tank, I now, listen, I don't like to call a man jealous, especially without like a personal relationship or like, but now these guys leave me with no choice but to believe that they're envious and jealous of Gervonta Davis. I have no choice but to believe that. None. Because I feel like jealousy makes people do weird things, and only jealousy that I've seen has made people like just act in accordance to how I feel we're seeing.
Hey, fight me at
how we're seeing him act. That's what I really feel. Like Tank as an equalizer, he has all this power. He's a superstar, and I feel like it rubs a lot of these fighters the wrong way because they're like the dude from Class Act. Hey, Demeter, how come you don't want to play with my froggy? Like they can't even understand it. They can't understand why people like Tank. They feel they're better, more skilled, whatever the case is. And as a result, they're like mind boggled. And they're like, why is Tank making this money? Why is Tank got all these fans? Da 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 da. But one thing Tank ain't doing is what these dudes are doing. A bunch of interviews contradicting himself. Now, this is an old interview I pulled up. Keyshawn Davis, Shakur Stevenson, and Ryan Garcia on a 3-way social media.
40, nigga.
Yeah.
Hey, fight me at 140, nigga.
Yeah. I'm just kidding, bro. Hey, this shit funny as fuck.
Hey, fight me at 140, nigga.
No, 144. I'll do it.
44? Fuck it, come
Yeah,
on.
bro,
with
come
me.
on.
I'll
fight you at 144.
Hey, fuck it, I'm with it, nigga.
Oh, but I'll fight you.
Bro, I know y'all didn't hear it because I'm about to cook this boy again. The man, listen again.
Hey, fight me at 140, nigga.
Yeah. I'm just kidding, bro. Hey, this shit funny as fuck.
Hey, fight me at 140, nigga.
No, 140.
Trying to sound tough. Fight me at 140, ninja. 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 And then Ryan said he can't make it. And he was like, fight me at 144. Shakur said 44. Okay, F it, right? You guys just heard it. But I just played.
You said you would stay in the pocket with Ryan Garcia. Why you say that?
Because he's trash. He got one thing. All I gotta do is block a left hook. Like he's not.
He's trash.
Ryan is trash.
But he's at 140. I mean, if that fight presented itself, would you go to 140 to fight him?
Or
I don't know. We got to talk about it. I ain't gonna count anything out.
Right.
But I would prefer him to have to lose some weight.
Right. Catch weight or something.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have full advantage.
Yeah,
of
we don't need. But I mean,
Pack your man up, bro. It's over. You just, when you were on the jack with Ryan, you said you were fighting. You committed to 144 for whatever reason. You said you were the one that requested it. You said fight me at 140, ninja. Fight me at 140, ninja. But right before that, you did the interview that I'm playing with Ring Champs, and they said, would you fight Ryan at 140? After you just said the man was trash, right? It should be easy then. If a person is trash, you should be able to beat him. You say, all I got to do is block the left hook. They ask you about fighting 140, and then you shell up talking about, never say never, but we'll see what happens, and I prefer him to lose some weight.
like he's not. Ryan is trash.
But he's at 140. I mean, if that fight presented itself, would you go to 140 to fight him?
Or
I don't know. We got to talk about it. I ain't gonna count anything out.
Right.
But I would prefer him to have to lose some weight.
Right. Catch weight or something.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have full advantage.
Yeah,
of
we don't
everything.
need. But
Hey, fight me at 140, nigga.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding, bro. Hey, this shit funny as fuck.
Hey, fight me at 140, nigga.
No, 144. I'll do it.
44? Fuck it, come
Yeah,
on.
bro,
I'm
come
with
on.
it.
I'll fight you at
144. Hey, fuck it, I'm with it, nigga.
Oh, but
I'll
do it,
fight you.
F it, I'm with it, ninja. But you just told the last podcast you was on that you wasn't trying to fight Ryan at 140. You got to talk just like you condemn weight stipulations, but now you bout him. This is also Shakur in a past interview.
Truthfully, yeah, it can happen. I just think it got to be at a reasonable weight, and I don't want no like rehydration clause.
This is about Ryan Garcia in a past interview. The man is all over the place. So he's asking for catch weights and whatever rehydration clauses with Conor, Benn, and Devin Haney now. He went from being interviewed and saying that he had to think about 140, but he prefers Ryan to come down to weight and lose some pounds and fight at a catch weight. Condemn Tank for catch weights and rehydration clauses, right? Then you were on the three-way with Keyshawn and Ryan, and you was turned up saying, fight me at 140, ninja. Fight me at 140, ninja. And then Ryan said, I can't make that 144. You said, all right, 144. Now here's another interview where Shakur is being asked about fighting Ryan Garcia. This is his words. Roll the clip.
Truthfully, yeah, it can happen. I just think it got to be at a reasonable weight, and I don't want no like.
It has to be at a reasonable weight, and I don't want no rehydration clause, is what he said.
Reasonable weight, and I don't want no. Truthfully, yeah, it can happen. I just think it got to be at a reasonable weight, and I don't want no like rehydration clause. I don't want nothing that's gonna take away from me actually beating him. So
I don't want a rehydration clause with Ryan. Anything that would take away from me actually beating him. Fast forward to a modern interview where he's requesting Conor, Benn, who just fought at 160, be on a rehydration clause.
man can't. So I think that played the part.
In 2026,
Should be maybe next at what I got to do.
147, most likely.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause though.
For him?
Yep.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause though.
For him?
Yep. For sure.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause though.
For him?
Yep.
Okay, just
Yeah, for sure.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause though.
for him?
Yep.
Okay, just
I just think it got to be at a reasonable weight, and I don't want no like rehydration clause. I don't want nothing that's gonna take away from me actually beating him. So
How can you believe all of this stuff when you said you've been every which way, bro?
he could come in, long as he make the actual weight, I'll be with it. But
As long as Ryan Garcia make the actual weight, I'll be with it. Fast forward to the future, why are you not saying that about Devin Haney? Why are you not saying that about Conor Benn? And again, logic will tell me if you want to tax Devin Haney, knowing he's big, you know what I mean, and you want Devin Haney to be at a rehydration clause confirmed, Conor Benn to be at a rehydration clause confirmed, then there's no way the guy that was telling Ryan Garcia after he left 135 to come back down to 135 or told in the interview with Ring Champs, oh, I want him to lose some weight. There's no way you're fighting Ryan at 147 for sure. If you're not willing to fight Devin without one.
It's gonna have to be a lot of testing. It's gonna have to be
Now he talking about testing. Now Shakur's Vada.
like some real testing, and I'm with it. Like, let's make it happen there.
The rehydration clause, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, I think
Because Tank does that to every fighter. So
Tank does not do that to every fighter, but continue.
Does Frank Martin has to do the same thing?
And Frank Martin didn't have a rehydration clause. Frank Martin said that himself.
I don't know what Frank Martin has to do, but Frank Martin is.
Mind you, this is how they hate on Tank. Frank Martin just moved to 140 and caught a body his first fight. Brand new trainer, brand new weight class, a crafty, bigger guy that's Cuban that make everybody look bad like Jose Ramirez, and he knocked him out with one punch. So we know Frank Martin was bigger than Tank. And you see what Tank did to Frank Martin. I love Frank Martin, so shout out to him, bro. But you seen the knockout from Tank. These guys are envious, bro.
More so like a 135-pounder.
Now he's saying Frank Martin a 35-pounder. Again, my argument, you just watch Frank Martin after a knockout, off of a knockout, move up to the new division and knock someone out. We've never seen Shakur knock somebody out in one punch like Frank Martin just did. Like, you never seen Shakur Stevenson and knockout of the year in the same sentence. But Frank Martin, coming off a knockout loss himself to Tank, the guy you're envious of, we just now put him in the conversation. Like, that was a crazy knockout against a crafty Cuban. That's a nominee for knockout of the year, right?
So I don't understand the reason why he would do it.
Okay.
But that's some bullshit. That's some
Rehydration clause is some
bullshit. Because if you go watch when Ryan fought Tank, and you watch when Devin fought Tank, and you see like the
different people.
size, the how good he's feeling. Like, you could tell he's feeling good on that night. Like the weight and everything.
He's feeling good, meaning Ryan Garcia felt good in the Devin Haney fight. He looked horrible in the Devin Haney fight. He came in smaller versus Tank based on the weight, but he looked a sharper fighter. That round 2 looked better. He threw more punches in round 2 than he did like probably the first 4 rounds. He looked horrible. So what is Shakur talking about? You're supposed to be the boxer that know all. How are you getting cooked by a YouTuber? You getting bodied by a singing ninja. That's the equivalent. You getting cooked by a YouTuber. And you said a rehydration clause is some bull. You said, I'll fight Ryan, but it got to be at the right weight. I don't want no rehydration clause because I don't want no excuses.
Willing, I'll go do what I got to do.
147, most likely?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause, though.
For him?
Yep.
Okay, just like
Now is something different.
Like, I think that that's some bullshit. That's something like, I need an advantage.
That's bull to have a rehydration clause. I need an advantage. But now this is what you're saying.
Sure.
What do you
I
think?
want a rehydration clause, though.
For him?
Yep.
And everything, like, I think that that's some bullshit. That's something like, I need an advantage. And with the advantage, I mean, I'm gonna do what I gotta do and it's gonna be easy to knock out a nigga that's weak. He ain't get to rehydrate properly and he weak as hell.
Bro, I'm done. Get Shakur out of here, bro. I remember me and my siblings when we were growing up, and my parents would leave, go somewhere, go out of town or whatever, come back, the vase is broke or whatever. And then me and my sister, we try to explain how the vase got broke. And I remember if the stories didn't align, like me and my sister's story, right? Anybody with siblings, that y'all know what I'm talking about. If the stories didn't align, my mom at least, she would be like, y'all need to get y'all story straight because you both told me different versions of allegedly the same incident, meaning it's probably a lie because your stories aren't straight. Get your story straight. Like, which one was it? It broke in the evening time or it broke in the daytime? The stories aren't matching. So my mom used to always be like that. Get your story straight. Shakur Stevenson, I'm going to hit you with the parental advice. Get your story straight. You need a PR person, bro. You need to drop me a bag because I would never have you looking like this in these streets. You need it. Like, I feel like these fighters need boxing ego on their side to, like, as a PR person, because I'll keep you straight. Because, to be honest, the fix is really easy. Shakur's in a good fight with Teofimo. Right? You could just focus on that. And when Ariel Helwani or whoever is doing a podcast and asking you about all this other stuff and Conor Benn, be like, I don't care about Conor Benn. I'm worried only about Teo. That's what Floyd would do. Floyd was smart. Floyd had it up in here, right? So Floyd, like I said, they would do the same thing. Like, oh, Pacquiao. What about Manny Pacquiao? Floyd, Pacquiao. And Floyd be like, hard work, dedication. You can ask Manny Pacquiao about who he's fighting. I'm fighting Miguel Cotto. At the end of the day, he's a young and hungry lion. Jake Paul, he fighting Anthony Joshua. Jake Paul, he better get a chin guard, right? Floyd did it right. He would always redirect to what he's doing. So if Shakur knew better or had boxing ego and paid him a bag, you could have avoided this. Just be like, I don't care about Conor Benn. I don't care about Devin Haney right now. I got a big fight. Check it out. January with T.O. Blah, blah, blah. But Shakur is narcissistic, in my opinion. And he's choosing to talk about these topics. And now he's getting cooked because what you said in recent interviews to what you're saying now are different. And it didn't even really have to be this way. And I hope and pray that some of y'all brain dead idiots are in the comment section trying to prove me wrong, because there is no proving me wrong when I showed you receipts. This is not AI. I didn't make this up. I didn't make Shakur say these things, right? But you can't go from, oh, it's BS to have rehydration clause to, oh, I need me a rehydration clause. You're a hypocrite. And then, like, worst case scenario, you're getting cooked right now by boxing ego, right? Worst case scenario, before it got to this where I'm cooking you, you could have come out like in this interview you're doing with people. And I noticed that. Notice these dudes got to interview with certain people. They got to do interviews with certain people where they can get away with it. Like, half the time it's like not people who've been covering boxing as long as me. Because you could get away with it when the person don't really know much about boxing to begin with. Or is just like a peacekeeper type of person, right? So they don't remember what you said. They wasn't watching boxing when you said rehydrations are bad or bogus or bunk or whatever, right? Boxing ego, remember. So keep that in mind. They know who to do this to. They know who to say this stuff to, because it's softball questions. There's never no pushback. You're never going to get pushback, especially when the person don't know enough to push back, right? All of this can have been avoided. Tell the interviewer, I'm not here to talk about Conor Benn, not here to talk about Devin. I don't care. We'll see what happens. Done. But Shakur is like he wants to feel tough, or he wants people to perceive him as the fighter who's not turning down no phase or whatever, to the point where you're getting yourself crossed up. And the integral thing to do, if you show more integrity, I feel like you could have easily been like, you know what? When you're now talking about on these interviews, on podcasts, when you're now talking about rehydration clause, you should know what you said in the past. So for me, I know what I said because I'm there when I said it. You know what I mean? So if I knew my stance had like vastly changed over the course of a year, me having integrity, I'll be like, you know what? I showed y'all the wrong way. At first, I bashed rehydration clauses. But now I can understand there's a time and a place. You know, I'm not Chat GPT, so I'm not going to give you the whole speech of what you should say. But at least if you did that, then you've already denounced some bad information that you put out previously. Instead of ego digging up the information, pulling your skeletons out the closet and making money off of it by doing this video, you wouldn't look as bad. I mean, you still look contradictory and hypocritical, but at least you would have an explanation of what changed. But these dudes, they're too prideful. They don't want that. They just want to be looked at as like, oh, I don't turn down nothing. I don't turn down nothing but my color. You know what I mean? Pride comes before the fall. I don't look bad in this equation because nothing I said changed. I told you these fighters are weight bullies. And another thing I noticed about hum, or whatever Shakur keeps saying, right, is that Shakur, he keep talking like he's small. Like he's small and tiny. You're not Tank, bro. You're not that small. I seen the picture of you and Jake Paul. I could pull it up. You didn't look that small to me, bro. You didn't look that small at all. And he trying to make it sound like he this tiny dude where for him to go up past 147 is a pipe dream. And it don't really like all the way make sense. Huh? Bro, Jake Paul's a heavyweight cruiserweight. You don't look that small next to him, bruh. But if Tank, I can show you because Tank was about to fight him. Look, this Shakur, bro. Bro, does he look tiny to you? Does he look tiny, Lister Jr., rest in peace? Does he look tiny? But put Jake Paul at the presser with Tank. Look, does he look small? Look, he right next to Jake Paul, a cruiserweight, about to fight a heavyweight, right? Fought Mike Tyson. But then look, when Tank is next to Jake Paul, it's pronounced. And Shakur keep trying to make it like he tiny. That's a mass differential. And for the record, Tank didn't pull out of this fight. They seen he was in hot water or had this legal mumbo jumbo going on, which we haven't heard no criminal charges being filed for or whatever. And then Jake Paul said, I'm moving on to Joshua. But that's a size difference. That's a size difference. They look like different weight classes, right? Even Shakur versus Tank, he looked way bigger, right? And that was a couple years ago because they're not even friends like that. So it's like, what are we talking about? Shakur keeps trying to make it like he's small and tiny, like that he need a rehydration clause. Bro, all these fighters, these aren't the fighters from yesteryear where they were really small, like Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano couldn't even exist in today's heavyweight weight class because he weighed like 188, 189. You're too small, bro. You can't. How you gonna beat Vladimir Klitschko and Vitaly Klitschko and they like 260 muscle, all muscle? Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder from Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Oh my God, to this day, like how you gonna beat a 6'7"? It's just different times. But Shakur making it like he tiny. He ain't tiny, bro. He ain't that small. He next to a cruiser heavyweight and he not looking that small. So I just caught another body. Shakur's cooked. Let me know how I did. I know I did great, excellent. Listen, shout out to everybody supporting. I got all y'all cash apps. I got the super chats. We just gonna run it back. We gonna keep putting it into the channel, keep building. Shout out to everybody for the support. Support options are in the description so I can continue. I'm a one-man army putting out raw, unfiltered content. Many ways of support. Let it be known. If you appreciate this video, if you gain any value from any of my content, subscribe, hit the like button, all that good stuff, show the engagement, and I'll keep cooking. It motivates the channel more than y'all know. But anyway, let me know how I did. We unpacked. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I could provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate. So ultimately,